Um, after he gave me a place to stay that night, we were talking. Well, before he gave me a place to stay, we were talking in the car. He says blah blah blah, that he's from this area. We've only been there a couple of years or whatever. Um, well, first of all, on the way there, after I woke up from the sleeping in the little rock clinch or whatever, or a little cubby area from getting beaten over the fucking head, which I walked across the bridges a couple of times. Walked through the neighborhood. I even talked to a couple of people in that neighborhood, just trying to find a place to stay. Um, Afterwards, slept underneath the billboard, or was trying to, until somebody from the area said they're gonna beat me over the head. Blah blah blah. Said I'll get you first, motherfucker, and it wouldn't be a thing. Fell asleep. Next day, I walked along the interstate, only a few miles, and I go to Taco Bell, and I got these bottles of water, and I asked if I could fill them up. I even got a Voss bottle that was there from the water that was from the motel um, with the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the dude that bought the ticket from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Um, uh, so I still got the metallic taste in my mouth, and it's still strong, and I'm tasting metal just constantly. And I'm trying to block it out because, well, my stomach's kind of hurting. It's on fire. Afterwards, after everything, I woke up after I filled at the bottom. I'm just sitting there in Taco Bell taking a rest, trying to just block it out because I don't know what else to fucking do. I woke up and I asked him if I can have a couple of their peppermints. And the dude was rude about it. He's a bald motherfucker. I don't know if he's a skinhead, fat, bald manager or whatever. He's like, yeah, I guess you can have a couple of peppermints. So after that, you gotta leave. So I took a couple of peppermints and I thought about it, and I threw it back in the fucking bowl. I said, fuck your peppermints, motherfucker. I walked out. Afterwards, I was standing outside the Taco Bell. This skinnier gentleman came up and offered me some money or whatever to so I can get a bus ticket. So I sat at a bus stop, and thing came by that says L Stills on its tag. The L came from that's what I called LeBron after that, and I said that I called him L because it stands for loss. Because of the fact that matters is that I was trying to stay alive. Frankly, I did that so skinheads wouldn't feel biased because they felt like, or said something like that he was going to frame me for murder. They didn't understand why. I didn't understand it either, to be honest. But I guess I did anything and everything just to try to stay alive. Afterwards, I took a bus, got to Pittsburgh. Stayed a couple nights and so forth, and met Sam, blah, blah, blah. Got a motel near Washington Heights area. Met Jay. After I met Jay, asked Jay, I was like, can I just sleep on your floor for the night, just somewhere where I could feel safe for a minute? And Jay was a black guy, blacker than hell. Had a cut on his chin, along his, I think it was towards his left side of his chin, as well as kind of Metro sneakerhead. Had a lot of sneakers, and that'll be further down the line when I tell you all about Buffalo, New York. And he said, yeah, for a night, and I stayed there. I stayed there for a night, and he gave me some food and everything, and it seemed weird because the fact of the matter is that he instigated a conversation with me. Like, he was looking for me. I already thought about that. And when I thought about it, but at the same time, I had no other choice but to, I guess, go on a limb. I mean, it was either stay out on the street and then some skinhead wait till I fall asleep and come by and beat me over the fucking head. Plain and simple. So I figured maybe I'm fucking safe this way, I guess. It still just didn't seem right. So he takes me back to the apartment, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I sleep there for the night the next day. He goes to his job. He lets me stay there for a couple nights. Afterwards, he says, "Well, I'll let you." Somehow, and he let me back out or whatever, and I walked out. He let me out after he went to his job, and I stayed over the night, and I stayed outside this hotel on this park bench, and there was a Asian guy, and the clothes that we bought from Sam supposedly might have been from Perez, so I was gonna make use of it. This Asian guy sleeping on a heater because he was cold. He was out cold, and I walk up, and I give him a couple of shirts, socks, or boxers, or whatever, because I still had some. And afterwards, after that, I sit back on the bench because he's passed out, and I don't know if he's passed out because he's on something or passed out just because he's drunk or just he's tired. So I had to stay up anyways. So I guess I keep a lookout for him, and I just sat down on the bench. I just watched out for him, I guess, in a way. Didn't know him. I guess in a way it was kind of like me just saying, fuck y'all. I'm hanging on to my humanity. So I sit outside and this black guy comes up. He smokes a cigarette or whatever, and he's talking to me for a split second. Now remember the patterns on the car block across the street from it. Now I'm outside this club. I can't remember the name of the club, and it's right next to this motel, whatever. And the bridge is right there, so I'm right in front of the bridge. The carport's right next to it, and it's got these designs in the concrete. And I'm sitting there looking at them because it's just like sequencing designs, I guess. But afterwards, I'm sitting there and talking to the guy, looking out for the Asian guy or whatever. And this guy comes up towards the morning. After I fall asleep, the guy literally one of the motel clerks or whatever, or hotel clerks, come out there and said, "Y'all can't be sleeping here," blah, blah, blah. And I kind of dozed out for a split second. And I get back up and I sit next to the Asian guy, or standing next to the Asian guy, or I can't remember exactly. And this guy looks like a motherfucking stomper, skinhead stomper, fucking skinny. And comes up, he's like, "Yeah, the Asian guy's my friend, blah, 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 this and this." And he rubs, and he's like, "If you're still here later on, I'll look out for you." And then rubs the top of my head like I was a fucking kid. Well, later on, I found out that means that he was willing to beat me over the head if he gave me a place to stay. Plain and simple, it is what it is. If he would have had me, he would have had me. If he didn't, I would have had him. That's the way it's played, checkers. Well, anyways, so I walk off. It pissed me off after he rubbed me on the head because I knew what it meant. So I sit down in this stool, and this woman comes up this stool outside this like little bar area. It's a restaurant. It's kind of like the fast food restaurant, but they serve it out to the street. You can just walk up, order something right there on the street, and there's some stools there. It's kind of like a bar facing towards the street. And a woman comes up to open it, I guess, and I offered to help to see if I can just come inside to get warm or whatever. And naturally, being on guard, she didn't. But I sat out there, and all of a sudden, Jay pulls back up. Almost like he was looking for me and knew where it was. With nowadays everybody being socially connected, it was very easy to fucking find me, I guess. But after this, Jay's pulled back up. I go back to Jay's house, and I'm staying there. And start saying, "Well, here, you can stay for a little bit. We'll end up getting your birth certificate, get you back on your feet, blah, 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 this." I'm like, awesome. So he pulls out this mattress. It's a little folded up cot, and sits it on his bedroom floor, and he's sleeping on his bed, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sleeping in front of his closet, and I start to notice that there's no pictures of his family or anything out. There's nothing. All he's got is his basic clothing, design, t-shirts, and this is one of the t-shirts here. So when I first got there, he was acting like everything was normal and everything, he was trying to help out. And then I started noticing, like I was sitting there watching Netflix, and I could hear the neighbors talk and everything about how that if I walked out, they were going to stomp me out or beat me over the head or cut my face and all this other dynamics. And a couple of them were skinheads. Well, I later found out that Jay was Trejo. Apparently, while I was there, he started lacing my food as I was eating. It came to a point towards close toward the end of the month of me being there that I had to choose between my hunger and me living, or eating and me living, I guess. Or how do I put it? If I ate, then I'd get skinnier, which would kill me. And my heart would give out because they knew my heart was close to giving out. My arms and my legs would twitch constantly. If I ate and gave in to hunger, if I didn't eat, then I'd get skinnier either way, which is bad for my health. So I was in a situation where I was slowly dying, where I couldn't sleep because I'd stay up for months. My body was dehydrated. There were moments and times where they sat there and told me that if I didn't hold my shit, or if I didn't hold my bathroom or whatever, that they would kill a member of my family. They used things that I watched in the past and all these other dynamics to create a social environment almost. This high pressure psychological environment. If I moved this way, it would cause this action. If I moved that way, it caused that action. If I did this, it would cause this. If I did that, it caused that. And because I couldn't come out, because if I came out, then I would get beaten over the head. If I stayed there, I was staying with Trey that was trying to kill me. So I was sitting there the whole time, and I'm sitting there trying to figure a way out. And I got lucky, I guess, because I got sick of Netflix, and everything I picked on Netflix, they would try to apply to my life using sociology. They even brought up movies of the past. Nowadays, with everybody socially connected and all their information out there, it's easy to know who's who they're associated with and everything. They made me believe that my mother was OD'd on heroin. That they moved in on my grandmother's house. That my brothers were beaten over the head. That they made me believe that my sister-in-law was killed. And my 2-year-old nephew was drowned in a tub. Because I watched Ray. He said my ex was killed because she knew too much or something. They said that they home invaded. Towards the end of it, they would neighbors stay up all night, either talking shit or they were playing it through the speakers, either one. And he thought it was funny. I couldn't sleep. And because he kept me laced. They said that if they were in the house, and I'm sitting in their house, the voices are right outside the bedroom door. He's got the bedroom door closed. He's pretending like he's asleep, and I'm on the cot awake. So I'm debating. I'm sitting there with a pen and a pencil. And he starts shifting like he's got a gun underneath the blanket. And I got 2 guys outside the door. So I'm debating on whether if I should jump up, take this motherfucker's throat, and then pop some shots into the fucking door. So I sat there and I debated for hours. And he just kept it going. He said, "Don't move." He just whispered it. Said, "Don't move. Don't fucking move." So finally he waits till I doze out, and he jumps up out of bed and said, "Bam!" I jump up real fast. I grab a pencil and pen, because that's all I got. His hand was empty, and he's holding his finger like it was a trigger finger. Jelly bean motherfucker. I thought about taking him out so many times. And I would have did it. I would have left his fucking throat whiter than an old face, homie. You know what you got to put a man through for his kind heart becomes carnivorous as a motherfucker? For he starts looking at a man like he's a slab of meat? Anyways, I thought I found a way out. I try not to watch Netflix as much because they made me believe that my aunt was being stomped out. And if I didn't watch something to keep her safe, they were going to stomp her out. I didn't have much family left in my head. I thought my family was being killed off. And it helped I was laced. So I watched Supergirl. Thinking somehow it'd apply a dynamic to keep her safe. And he said I picked the wrong one. So I started balling up crying. Said I picked the right one. I picked the right one. There were several times. So it doesn't matter. After this, it gets to the point to where they said so many different dynamics and so many different things. They said because I was so intelligent that they could just break my neck and Stephen Hawking's me out. They said they was going to kill Chris and blame it on me. They said when I died, they was going to blame the murder on Jay. Which Jay, later on, I found out that was being, Roberto Perez says it out in the open fucking game. Yeah, I tried to OD him. You know what's funny? Is that the coach didn't even say, well, you shouldn't have tried to kill him, man. No, he said, well, you shouldn't have said it out loud. Old Jerry. Leghorn motherfucker. If I ever see you in person, Roberto, I'm gonna fucking do you in. That's a fact. So you better hope there's people near you. Security, make sure them motherfuckers don't step on my shoes. But anyways. Yeah, and I meant it. I'm gonna fuck you up. But I'm gonna do this legally. Because I'm an American citizen. I have rights, just like you. But if it wasn't so fucking loud, you would have done got dropped. Fact. So, anyways. So, I stopped watching Netflix as much. And I started watching live TV. And, yeah, I noticed that people on live TV, television, whatever, I was watching CBS. They had another channel, whatever channel that Criminal Minds was constantly played on, NBC or something, whatever. But I mainly watched CBS. And I started noticing that the people on the View or Stephen Colbert, James Corden, they started reacting to the dynamics of what I was doing. It was weird. They somehow saw me. And or it was the talk, and not the View, the talk. And they didn't try to help me at all. It actually made it worse. Stephen Colbert said on live national television that they were going to take me out to the woodshed. He mouthed that. He called me a pussy. Because Jay was keep bringing back bottles of liquor. And he wanted me to keep drinking with him or whatever. And so I drink it. He would always get bottles of Canadian Dry. Get him a bottle of wine, blah, 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 or get him some Old English. But he would always get Canadian Dry because I told him I like whiskey. If I was going to drink, I like whiskey. So Stephen Colbert takes a shot of liquor. So I said, this might be my last. Because I don't think I'm going to make it out of this. I take a double. Stephen Colbert throws up his hands like this and calls me a pussy. Motherfucking punk chump. It's a little fucking cunt. I want him to know that. You know what's funny? And then James Corden, all these different dynamics, they said I might have, I don't know what the fuck they done to me so far. I can't get medical treatment because that didn't play out so well. And I'll later on explain that to y'all. But James Corden sits there, blah, blah, blah. They said I wanted a date with a woman that was there, whatever. I plan on getting in politics. All my life, I was going to be a politician. A real politician. Do my motherfucking job. Not no bullshit, not arguing parties, not doing this, but a politician that stood for something. In fact, and this pertains to some politicians. High up fucking politicians that were directly involved. Because as I was watching live television, I also watched live news. But Stephen Colbert also is supposed to fucking do all kinds of little fucked up dynamics. Such as different hand signs are creating different dynamics. The neighbors were keeping track of me or whatever they said. It said something like, who was ever talking through the vent was saying that one was burning me at the stake, the other was doing something or whatever. But Nicole Kidman was there for that first fucking night. Fact. Big pasty. Yeah. That's like one big covered up fucking boob. Anyways. So I take a double. Calls me a pussy. James Corden, they call me a nobody. A nobody. I'm sitting there being tortured on American soil by another American. Now they're saying I don't have rights because these people got social statuses. There's people doing fucking hard time. Hard motherfucking time. Families, friends, everything they can't fucking see. But they got court appointed. They think I'm supposed to bow down or back off or be scared of their fucking social status and money. Fact of the matter is, if they didn't have the social status and money, they would just be fucking literally punk chumps. Just a straight punk. They're just hoes clapping ass. That's all they are. Soft. I called Jay Jellybean from the ATL. Because inside I know the motherfucker was molten. It was one night where I told him I didn't think he got it because he wasn't too fucking bright. Because apparently he didn't think that ODing me that he was just going to walk away clean because Roberto Perez is going to take care of him. Or because he was a fucking Treo. Now, staying there, he did take me out a couple of nights or whatever. Because we cooped up in the house or whatever. And all this other dynamics. For instance, he took me out to the fountain in Pittsburgh or whatever. Right next to the river. Walked through that little area. We walked through town for a little bit. Saw fireworks when I was there. Walked next to the river. When you walk up next to the river, there's these scaffolds or whatever. You go back up to get onto the main street because in Pittsburgh the river edge is lower. You got to walk down to the river's edge. And they another night he took me out to took me out to a bar. We went to several different locations. One bar was playing poker. They knew how smart I was, and they knew I used to play poker with my uncle. I guess they wanted to see what I do, I guess. I don't gamble that much. When I play just for fun. I don't really gamble. Let's go there for a second. After that, we go to another bar towards Washington Heights, I think, or North Side or something like that. And I'm sitting in there, and it's like a few skinheads in there. And the first time we went there, there was a woman there. She had a shirt on. Says something like, I'm a bitch, or a bitchy, or main bitch, or something like that. I thought it was funny. Sat there, had a drink, and then left. Afterwards, the next night, the next time we went there, or whatever, a guy sits down, 240 plus. I remember seeing him at the 7-Eleven when I was staying in Pittsburgh before I stayed at Jay's. I was just walking around, and there was this area near the 7-Eleven. I'd walk back and forth through this whole fucking city, like this main downtown area. And there's a 7-Eleven. It's in this downtown area right there on the corner area. And they were doing a lot of maintenance on the their scaffolds and everything because they were doing work on the buildings. And the guy walks out, didn't know him for shit. Said something like, she kept her mouth shut or said something. Big motherfucker. I'm talking about big motherfucker, 240 plus solid. This motherfucker was not dainty at all. Come back in there. I go to this bar, and all of a sudden he walks in. Now this bar has literally got a chair, an old electrical chair or whatever, electric chair. And Jay kept trying to get me to sit into it, or I guess sit in it. I told him no. Well, Jay, knowing he was surrounded by skinheads, this motherfucker sits down next to me or whatever. I'm sitting there drinking a water. And I'm trying to stay sober in the moment. Jay's knocking back drinks because he's nervous. He's standing by himself. And when I'm looking away, he throws up Treo. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you throwing up, but don't do it. It's going to make it worse. So calm the fuck down. Drink your drink. Relax. I'm sitting there looking in the mirror. I see myself. And I'm looking at this guy that's literally 240. Had to be. Big motherfucker. I got this glass in front of me. Don't got nothing else. Got a glass, a napkin, and a straw. So I make sure I keep ordering water or fucking soda or something like that, so I have a glass. I look in the mirror. I said, yeah, I'm scared, I'm nervous, adrenaline's pumping. I can deal with that. I was waiting for the guy to make a move. Him being bigger, I can have a faster reaction. If he would have made a move, I would have took his fucking jug like I was sipping fucking moonshine. Fact. I was going to do what was necessary. It's a hard thing to realize. But once you realize it, once you know it's there, you know you can put up or shut up. So the dude never made a move. He sat there quietly. He said something like, no, he would have been a hell of a blah, 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 this, or said something like I would have been a hell of an enforcer or a hell of a stomper or something like that. And because I done reached to the point where I had enough. Because when I left Meadville, somehow I got turned around and ended up walking back to Meadville. And apparently this couple filmed from the fence of their yard. And that's when I admitted, when I was in Greenleaf, that I found out I can kill because of what they did to me. Because I was willing to defend myself. Act of just violence for no reason? No. If you come at me or come at mine, it is what it is. Fact. That's checkers. That's how the game's played. You know, the way to play that game. So, anyways, there's a night when I was sitting there in Jay. Now, all this is not time sequencing or whatever. I'm just telling exactly certain dynamics that happened while I was there. I told him straight in his face. He said something. I was like, you ever played chess? He said, no. I said, you ever played checkers? He said, no. I told him I can play on both boards. He said, I can play on both boards. He never chose a board. I was calm at that moment. I was real calm. If you would have said checkers, yeah, I would have dealt them in. Would have did them in really fucking fast, really quickly. You would have said chess, I would have said your move, motherfucker. Anyways, when I was watching the James Corden show, later on, blah, 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 this, they called me a nobody. I was drinking my drink. I wasn't drinking for nobody. I was drinking for myself. Apparently, they was keeping track of every action. It's like their own fucking little personal snuff. It's fucking disgusting. Don't get me wrong. I got lost of sexuality, but I know a fucking difference between a horrible act and that was a fucking horrible act. Anyways, it was afterwards they called me a nobody. They didn't give a fuck if I had family, friends, or anything like that. They didn't care. I was just somebody that was shot calling. These motherfuckers were shot calling from TV. This guy's having a real fucking hard time for shot calling. Now they're nervous because they didn't kill me. They expect me to lie down and accept that. Because they fucked up. They should have did me in. And people are playing it out like, well, blah, blah, this and that. That this is just something to be played out, or says something like, oh, it's blah, blah, this in my head. This ain't no fucking Mel Gibson conspiracy theory. And this is not no fucking Will Smith enemy of the fucking state. Fact of the matter is, in both those motherfucking movies, it turned out to be fucking true. And then nobody believed them. But nowadays, we have social network. Nowadays, information is instantaneous. Couple decades back, they would have been able to hoax this out. They would have been able to walk off, get away with it. Welcome to the new age, motherfuckers. Where hoes clapping ass or just hoes clapping ass. So anyways, Stephen Colbert said something like one of the audience members yells out and said they're gonna wait till he goes to Niagara Falls and throw him over to throw him into the water. They said they're gonna loosen the rails at Niagara Falls. This happened on live national television. Well, before this is how the Stanley Cup ended up getting rigged.